For this generation, it's extremely important to be above the line.
An average for me is about somebody who's doing what he or she is expected to do and doing it consistently.
So what are the skill sets you need beyond code which help bridge different aspects?
I always say that enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy it, change, right? So do something else. So that the fun part of work and the fun part around work is very critical. I mean, if you're going to be morose doing something, nobody's going to come and work with you or collaborate with you, because they'll say, why am I going to somebody who's always looking sour basically. So that's one part. Secondly, I think a critical part of thinking that we need to inculcate early in the career is there's a very simple thing called above the line and below the line. The above the line people are the people who are positive, who like challenges, who do not have the victim mentality. They think every obstacle is an opportunity. They're willing to take risks. They're willing to try things which are new. I mean, for this generation, it's extremely important to be above the line, because people do not like to work below the line.
The have fun part is super relevant. And you can have fun with absolutely anything that you do in your career as long as you go with it with that perspective. And I totally am on that boat with you.
Have you have any personal experience with the term average and hustle as a overall in your own personal life?
60 to 70% of the people in a team or an organization are going to be average. An average for me is about somebody who's doing what he or she is expected to do and doing it consistently. And what it opens up is it allows you to explore what you are good at, what do you want to do, and what you want to spend time with. And organizations are realizing that you also need these average people to be able to deliver for organizations to be successful. Unfortunately, the connotation of average is negative because the society celebrates exceptionalism. But I think that's changing. It's okay to be adequate.
I love the answer that you gave, man. Like where you're coming from, the whole understanding about the connotation that it has, also at the same time about how do you look into work. And it always comes down to comparison, right? Saying like I'm average in comparison with someone else, but I might be putting the 100% in myself. Pradeep, what are your personal stories around having the hustle culture and the average scenario?
We're all good at certain things, right? We're not good at everything. I don't think there is someone who's good at everything. You cannot judge the ability of a fish by its ability to climb trees. I was actually average in sports. I love sports. But of course, I realized that that's where not my strength is, right? So I said, okay, there are certain things I can do better than certain other things. It's about our realization on what is that we are good at, number one. Number two, identifying such areas where we can apply our strength. We can play to our potential, right? Like for example, while in college, I used to play soccer, right? Then I started playing hockey, right? And then I realized that even while playing soccer, there are different positions in soccer, and every of these roles requires special skills. So it's entirely up to you to realize your potential.
Suresh, just taking what he also said right now, right? Like we have all different strengths in different positions, and that's how we look at. And last time we were talking about having comparison as a concept in average and in today's hustle culture. What are your thoughts on that? Like, what are your personal stories around having the hustle culture and the average scenario?
My experience of getting the average is when I moved from my 10th to 12th and 12th engineering. Until 10th, I was probably the topper in my class, but when I moved up to 12th, different city, that's where I got exposed to much brighter students, and I realized that I'm probably in the average section. Immediate, the response that we typically get in our life when we call average, unfortunately, average is seen in our generation as rock bottom, right? That's how we perceive the average word as, right? But as the standards are growing up, being average, you are growing along with that. It's not that you are stagnant, but you are still moving up the needle.